This is lesson 13, and welcome back again within our complete Excel course from beginners to advanced. And this lesson 13 opens up the third module, which basically runs from intermediate analysis and charts within the Excel. And within here, we shall cover from lesson 13 to 20. And this is our first lesson, which opens up the module 3. Okay. And within today, we shall learn what we call condition formatting within our Excel, right? And we shall go ahead and know how to make data pop visual using color scales, data bars, and highlight cell rules within our Excel file, right? And you may ask yourself, why does condition formatting matters within the Excel? Now, this basically helps you to spot high or low values within your Excel or within your data range. It helps you to trace the trends within your data range, to locate duplicates, errors, and important data without manually formatting each cell per each cell. And this basically helps you to save time or to save your energy within when you're working with Excel. Okay. And as you can see on my screen, we shall start off with what we call highlighting or highlight cell rows within the Excel. And basically when we're using condition formatting, we have many rows within there, right? And one of them is highlight cell rules. And basically these rules apply formatting when a cell meets a particular condition within the Excel file, as we're going to see step by step. And I have some of the common options here, whereby within the highlight cell rules, you can highlight cells or the data range which are greater than. And basically, this highlights value above a specified number. And you can use what we call the less than. And this highlights value below a specified number within your data range within the Excel, as we shall see step by step. And what else we have? We have what we call the between. And this you can highlight values within that range, right? And we have what we call a equal to, and this highlights cells matching a specific value within your data range. And what else? We have what we call text that contains a certain data or a certain category you're looking for, and this basically highlights cells containing particular text within your data range. And we have what you call a data occurring, and this highlights data such as today, yesterday, or next week, as we shall see in front there. And in highlight cell rules, we have what we call the duplicate values. This helps you to identify repeated entries within your data range. For instance, you may downloaded your data from a website and it came with some duplicates. Now, in order to highlight or to spot the duplicates quickly, you can use what we call condition formatting. And within, you can use what we call highlight cell rules by indicating or spotting duplicates value within your data range. And this is the use of condition formatting within the Excel. Now I have one example here which we're going to see. Assuming we want to highlight scores below 50, right? And we have our student table here. We have the student's name and their scores. And within here, we want to highlight the scores below 50. And we want to use what we call the highlight cell rules. And within here, we're going to highlight those scores which are below 50. How to do this? First, you need to highlight your entire range, the cell range, okay, which is my score. I use the score column, which has the digits within my entire data range. So after highlighting it, I'll come to the home tab here, and within here, there is what we call condition formatting. I'll press that, and we shall use what we call highlight cell rules. And within here, we have many options, but remember, I want to highlight scores below 50. So we shall take what we call the less than rule. Okay, I'll click the less than, and this window will pop up here, as you can see. Now, under here, since we want the sales scores below 50, so we shall delete what is there and we write our 50 over there. And as you can see in the background, you can see we have one cell which is below 50. When I change this, let's say, let's highlight cells which are below 60. Then I type 60. As you can see, also we've got one cell over there. And when I say, let's highlight those are below 70, we've got two cells. Now, this basically help you to spot the errors the within your data range, right? Within anything. So let's keep it as 50 as we want it to highlight scores below 50. And within here, you can change the color format if you like. And you come to the custom color. Okay, you come to the field, then you choose any color you wish. Okay, I'll click OK and I click OK again here. As you can see, we've got one cell that contains the score below 50, and this helped us to highlight or to indicate that cell faster, as we shall not use the manual typing or manually we go manually looking each cell by each cell. Now this is one of the most important thing within using condition formatting. Now let's see one another example, which is the color scales using condition formatting by color scales. Now, color scales use different colors to show the relative size of values within your data range. And for example, you may use what we call green, and it uses green to spot or to highlight the high values, and the yellow the middle values, as we're going to see, and the red that will show or will indicate the low values within your data range. So basically, color scales are useful for sales performance when you want to know your sales performance, exam scores, expenses, and profit margins, customer ratings, and monthly performance in case you want to use what we call the color scale. Now, these are some of the examples or the useful trends or whereby you can use the color scale for easily. Now I have my example again. I have my simple table here whereby I have my employees and their salaries. And within here, let's say we want to apply what you call the color scheme, the color scale. Now, what to do else? First of all, you need to highlight your cells, right? Like that. You highlight the data range which has the cells column. Then you come again to the home tab there, condition formatting, and this time we want to use what we call the color scales. And when you roll your mouse over here, you see what we call the color scale. So I'll just click on that. As you can see, click on that, then I choose whichever format I want. Let me just like this, and it has applied what we call the color scale. As I told you, the red mostly represents low values, and when you see by your eyes, red is a lowest one, the lowest cells we made within our data, right? And as I told you, the green indicates high values, and when you see here 4,000 is the highest, and it is in dark green, and this one is in a little bit light green. Why? Because after 4,000 we have after 7,500 we have 4,000. And within here, you can easily identify which one is less and which one is lowest, as you can see, right? But I think they're not in order here. But as well, we can change that. Let's press a go back. Then I can highlight it again, and I come to condition formatting, and we want to use color scale. And within here, we shall choose more, as you can see. And we're going to use three of them. Three. Then I will select here three scales, whereby I want to hint to use the lowest value as the red color, the midpoint of position to be yellow, and the high to be green. Then I will select OK. As you can see, then we have what we call the lowest one. Yeah, it's red color. And the highest one we have 18,000, and which is followed by 15,000, and therefore it's followed by 12,000 is the mid one, and last, and it's followed by 7,500, and the lowest we have it's 4,000, as you can see. So basically that's the use of the color scheme when dealing with condition formatting within the Excel. So let's see what we call data bars within the Excel, or data bars when applying condition formatting. Now data bars place a horizontal bar inside each cells, and the longer the bar, the larger the value. You can take it as it is like that. Like if the bar is long enough, it means your cells, or the value you have, is the biggest within the cells, as we're going to see step by step. And why data bars are useful? Now basically they make it easy to compare numbers without creating a separate chart. In case you don't want to create a chart, or a separate chart within your sheet, you can easily use what we call data bars in condition formatting. Okay, and this will help you to spot trends within your data, or your data range. For example, if you have 100 products, and you can quickly identify the products with the highest sales. In case that's what I told you, if you apply data bars that we're going to see, and we have one example, we're going to apply what we call data bars within our cells, and we shall easily spot the highest and the lowest. So basically, what you're going to do, first of all, you need to highlight your entire column which has uh, your data range, right? Then you go to the home tab, okay, condition formatting again. And within this time, we want to apply what we call data bars. And when I click on it, it brings up this. Then I can easily select or choose whichever color I want within here, whether it is gradient or solid. I can go with any of I want. And if I don't want, I can go into the more rules. Then I can choose whichever colors I want within here. But basically within here, I'll just go with what they gave me. So we shall use data bars, and we use this kind of color. And as you can see, we can easily spot the highest and the lowest. And 500 is our highest, and our lowest is our lowest is 125 cells. So basically data bars are used to compare numbers without creating a separate chart, and they help you to easily spot the highest and the lowest within your data range. So let's go to the last one, which is called duplicate values. And within this duplicate value in condition formatting, now this condition formatting can quickly find duplicate information within your data range. For example, I have my customers data set here, and I want to spot duplicates within my data range, right? So what will I do? I'll just highlight cells, all the cells that contain my data. Then I go to the home tab again, condition formatting, and within here, I want to spot the duplicates. So I'll choose what we call highlight cell rows. And within here, I'll just go down here. There is what we call duplicate values. So I'll just click duplicate value. And as you can see, we spotted two cells which has duplicates within there. And within here, when within this window, you can again select or choose whichever color you want. Let me choose that one. Then I select OK. Then I again click OK. And as you can see, we have easily spotted our duplicate values within our our data range. So within here, to make it more sensible, or maybe you adding more values here, then you need to format this into a table by highlighting it and pressing Ctrl T on your keyboard and make it to be in a table, as you can see. And when I had, let's say, let me add another entry, another Mary, as you can see, it has easily spotted it as an as a duplicate, right? So when I press Ctrl Z to go back, as you can see, so that is the use of duplicate values in condition formatting, basically. Now you may ask, I have another row whereby you may want to manage your condition formatting rows. How to manage them? Now, sometimes you need to change or remove the formatting within your sheet or within your workbook. Now, how to do that? You need to go to the home tab, condition formatting again, and down there is what we call manage cell rules or manage rules. Okay. From there you can edit a rule, delete a rule, change the rule, change the range, or change the formatting, change the order or rules. You can also remove formatting using condition formatting, then clear rules, as you can see. Now, what you're going to do, you're going to come to the home tab again. Again, you press what you call condition formatting, and down here there is what we call manage rules. Okay, then you click it, and within here you can easily spot your rules within your Excel, which are applied, right? So basically, that's how you spot the rules within your workbook. Okay, and that's the end of lesson 13. Hope you learned something, and that's how we use condition formatting within our Excel. See you in the next lesson.